So this build's starting out with a great foundation. We've got the 4.5-inch Trude plugged and welded Dark Horse crank with the full width wrist pin rod. So great foundation to start with. We've also got some S&S cases as well that we're putting together in this thing. So let's compare them to the OEM ones. Alrighty, so we'll just take a bit of a look at the cases here. So this is the OEM case here. These are both the right side cases, if you can't already tell, with the oil filter boss. So the S&S case here, straight out of the gate you can tell the bearings are a lot heavier duty application if you look at those. But the balancer bearings here, a lot of people get a bit upset about this plastic cage or the retainer for the rollers there. They're still in this S&S case, so I would imagine if S&S thought there was going to be an issue with them, they wouldn't have them in there. But there's not much load on them at all. They're just literally for the balancer to run in. All the weight and the load is here on the main bearing. So yeah, nothing really to worry about. I know people have said these have failed in the past, but I would have thought that S&S would have removed this plastic, if they thought it was going to be an issue. But I don't think it's a big concern. These have obviously been bored out here to accommodate the larger cylinder. I've just sort of tidied up the edges here just to remove any, there was a little edge there that just was flaking away. So we just removed everything so nothing's going to fall down into it. But the finish on it is, it's built for purpose, this thing, obviously. So the finish on the OEM case is, in my opinion, far better. If we turn these over and have a look here in a minute, I'll show you. But yeah, this is just our sealing surface, nothing to worry about here. But on the other side, I believe the OEM just looks a little bit better, but this thing is definitely a much more burly case and foundation to start with. So let's flip them over and we'll have a look. So definitely not discounting the S&S case at all. As you can see, made in the United States of America. So everyone loves that, but this thing, obviously, the finish, I just feel like the finish on the OEM case is just, just to the feel and the look, it's a lot smoother, it just feels a lot nicer. This is still great, but the OEM, just like the Screaming Eagle cylinders, they just have a beautiful finish. But you can see here in the cam chest, this thing is just a work of art as far as machining goes. It looks absolutely great. The retainer here for the main bearing, everything just looks really, really well done. So obviously we've got to still put the our studs and everything back in here and get this all up. We'll just go and have a look at all the components of, basically we had to pull the engine out of this thing just to get the balancers out. That's all we're going to need out of this. The rest of this stuff, we're not using oil pump, the lifters, cam plate, none of that stuff's going back in. So, of course we needed the stator and rotor as well. But that was all to do just to get those